start with an opening statement, please.
Yeah, I thought we came out with a great fight to start the game. Thought we were in a great spot. I thought Maryland did a great job getting into us in the second half. Took some of the momentum and carried it throughout the rest of the second half. Made some timely shots. Made some plays at the rim. Got some offensive rebounds and. In a one possession game, they just were one possession better than us.
Questions? Kyle, what's it like for you watching in the last few minutes, hoping the plays are called, get executed and so on, but it comes down to a last shot that doesn't go? What's going through your mind?
We have confidence in our guys taking shots. I mean, you said it's a one possession game at the end. We'd love to make that shot, but the reality is in a 40-minute game, there's a lot of possessions, and especially in a one possession game, it could have been any possession throughout the game that could have won the game for us. So we got to go back and get better at details. One time boxing out, one time getting a loose ball, one misassignment here or there could have been the difference in the game.
What's your reading of your guys in terms of whether the stress of the season compounds, gets in heads, late in the game?
I don't think about that with our guys. I know our guys are headstrong. Unfortunately, they made more plays than we did. That's just what it is. There's nothing else to talk about. I thought they came out in the second half, did a great job pressing, getting into us, didn't let us run our offense, and they took it to us in the second half, and we didn't make enough plays down the stretch.
Eric, what was it like for you? You had the shot late, obviously. You have to come to that per se. What was it like for you in those minutes down the stretch trying to carry this team?
I mean, that's what this is about, right? Like games like that, two tough teams playing hard, going at each other, being out there fighting with your brothers, just trying to make it happen. I mean, honestly, it was great. That's what you play for.
Eric, we talked about it a little bit at the Virginia game, but as a captain of this team, kind of moving forward after this close 1-point loss to a very good Maryland team, what is kind of your message to the team after this loss?
Just keep grinding. Just keep grinding. Do nothing else you can do.
Kyle, I'll ask you. Teams leaders, do the stresses of the season compound on themselves in anybody's mind? Keep them at bay. I'm sure it's been tough for them.
The stresses of the season. I mean, everybody has their adversity. Every team, even teams that are 6 and 7 and 0, like everybody's going through something, and that's no different for us. This just happens to be our adversity. We try to come back every single day and try to figure it out.
Coach, Luka was pulled out here about 5 minutes in the first after he fouled on a 3-point shot. Didn't get in until late first half. What do you think about it?
Leighton, I'm sorry, say it again, please.
Butler pulled out here about 5 minutes fouled on the 3-point shot. Didn't get in until late in the first half. Then what do you think?
I mean, he was in foul trouble. You said in the first half he was in foul trouble.
Yeah. What do you think about it?
He was in foul trouble, so because it's tough to play him in the first half. You asked about the first half. Yeah.
What have you seen of Jameer Tyler? This was another step-up game for them as they make their way into their first season here at this level. What did you see from them today? What have you seen from them continuing to get used to the level?
I mean, I think our guys have fight. We have fight. I thought we came out and set the tone. Did a good job in the first half. Unfortunately, I really think in the second half, just the little things stops end when you get a rebound. I thought they got way too many second chance opportunities, especially early in the second half. That kind of gave them some life, and we just didn't get it done defensively.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Gene, you want to start us off?
And what happened at halftime to kind of get that comeback in motion?
No, I think the biggest thing was, I mean, you got to give Nova a lot of credit and Dixon. They came out and were more aggressive. And again, I think the Marquette game, I think these guys get used to the physicality. And I thought they came out and were more physical, played more physical, created turnovers. And I just challenged them to be to play the way that we practice, which is much more physical, much more aggressive. And I thought everybody came out in the second half did a great job.
11 turnovers in the first half, just 2 in the second. How were you able to
I
kind of clean those up?
Again, it was just being more physical, and just everyone getting used to whether it's Jacoby, Derek, Selton, Malachi, even Rodney. The only two guys that are really used to the physicality every day is probably Jew and Deshaun. So if you look at sometimes you have guys out there, and it's understanding that when him want to impose their will on people, they can do whatever they want. It's just not letting the game go, kind of getting into it right away. And I think that's when you play against big physical teams, it's got to be a little bit more of a priority.
Derek, for you, 18 points in the second half. What do you think was different after halftime?
First, all the coaches getting on me, and me just understanding how they was playing me and slowing down and trying to make the right decision every time.
And then what made it so tough to stop things?
He's a tough matchup. I've been playing against Eric now for 6 years, and he's really evolved his game. He made his first couple and just got going. I mean, he banked one in. And even in the second half, I thought we did a much better job of making him work. I thought, again, we just didn't come out and play physical enough with him to start. But you also got to give him a lot of credit. He made a lot of tough shots and played really well. And that's what good players do.
Coach, first half, like you said, they made a lot of open shots. Dixon had a lot of open shots on the weak side. What halftime adjustment did you make on the second half? Because second half, you worked for everything you got.
Again, sometimes it's a little keep it simple and just play a little bit more physical. And I thought we wore him down a little bit. I thought the top of the press did a really good job of kind of getting them. Again, we were able to score. When we can score in consecutive possessions, our defense is really good. And again, the first half we struggled to score. We turned it over 9 times. That's not where our defense is built, and that's where we struggled.
Harrison, and then we'll go back on the left.
Evan, how were you able to get Eric the ball in more advantageous spots in the second half and forward shot attempts?
I mean, to be honest with you, he's such a talented player. The game comes easy to him. But I would say he was a little bit too lackadaisical and a little bit too cool in the first half. And I think he got a little pissed off in the second half. And I think when he plays that way, he's as good as anybody there is. But when he comes out and he plays lackadaisical, and that's what happened. We didn't really change anything. We kept running the same play and getting him the ball at the elbow. And when he's angry and he's mad and he plays that way, he's a dominant player.
Talk a little about Malachi and Jay. And obviously, Stashi's not really going to show up. It felt like they had
No, I thought Jay and Malachi and Deshaun in the second half, I thought their defense and, again, physicality, Deshaun got 2 big deflections, got a huge box out. And I thought Jay with Jacoby in the press, just kind of when those 2 guys are out there together, really trying to you got to worry about those guys. And I thought all 3 of those guys did a good job of, again, changing tempo, putting pressure, a better pressure than that first group did.
Go on the left and then back to Gene.
Kind of a great performance tonight, smaller in the second. How do you feel about that matchup?
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to start out trying to get Brickus involved in the pick and rolls with them because they're going to switch, and we had him on them. And when they went small, it's like, all right, then you got to deal with him, and you got to deal with him, and you got to pick your poison. And again, it was more or less just taking our time and just getting him the ball in those positions on that really left elbow where he can go to work. I think Nova's going to be. I think they're going to figure it out. To be perfectly honest with you, the only player that we played against last year was Dixon. So he's put together a whole new team. He's got some really talented young kids that I like. He's got 5 seniors that it's going to take a little time for them to figure it out. But I think Kyle's going to do a really good job with that group. That's going to be a team that's very, very good as the season goes on.
Gene, and we'll come back to the Can you take us through your thought process at the line with when you were how calm you were?
I just looked at it like it was just like it just was 13 minutes in the second half. Just make 2 free throws and they free, and I don't like to miss out on 3 points.
And Juju, what can a win like this kind of do going forward, kind of give you momentum? Big Ten play comes around the corner.
I feel like it builds confidence within the team. It's a great win, especially how we came, especially knowing how we came out in the first half and just bouncing back how we did. It just builds confidence in each other.
Kevin Jonathan Campbell. Confidence question. When you know the team across the floor as well as you obviously do, you know they've been a little wobbly this season, maybe have some confidence issues. That's something in the huddle you tell their guys, hey, go exploit that.
No, I mean, again, I think the way they came out, I was really impressed with the way they came out. Obviously they struggled at playing against Virginia and Baltimore, where the one kid got hot against them. But Kyle in this system, he's got a great staff. They're going to figure it out. And, for us, Derek's new, Jacoby's new, Selton's new, Rodney's new. The only one out there that, for us, has been Deshaun and Ju. So it's more about us. It's more about learning what we need to do and focusing on us. You can't worry about hey, they haven't been together for more than 5 games because we haven't been together for more than 5 games either. So this was a good stepping stool for us.
Ed and then Colin.
Julian, can you talk about your first half shots were falling on the outside?
Yeah, I feel like I had to step up to the plate. Guys, we was kind of lackadaisical, like Coach said, and just bringing my energy and being there and holding us, keeping us in the game to the first half until guys get comfortable and whatnot. And I feel like I did a good job of that. And going into the second half, I did the same thing.
None.
Coach, can you talk a little bit more about using Derek as a facilitator, particularly when he's on the elbow and using him for spot?
Yeah, I mean, I think they work really well together. I think the one thing that I think they both done for each other, I thought it was going to be a little bit hard spacing for both of them, but they're both such good passers. I think they have a really good feel for where the other guy is. They're both unselfish. Derek has 5 assists, you has 2 assists. So I think they have a good feel for where each other is. And so, for both guys being as big as they are and taking up as much space and being in there, you look at the first game against Marquette to this game, just them working off each other. I think they're just going to get better and better with it.
Coach, 2-part question. Reference to the rebounds and also the physicality of your team in the second half with the comeback win.
Yeah, I thought rebounding. I thought that was a big part of why we got in the hole in the first half. Their offensive rebounding, again, that's kind of what Nova has always done. They're one of the better rebounding from the guard spots, always have been. If you think about Josh Hart and Mikal Bridges and all those guys crashing in, it's never just been the big guys for them. So they've always been a great guard rebounding team. And then really, again, in the second half, I thought we did a good job of making them just rush on their 3-point shots. Everything was kind of rushed. Everything was a little bit not in rhythm. And when you can get a team that's used to being in rhythm, not in rhythm, that means you're playing good defense. All right, thank you, everybody.
Thanks for that.